I'm here at my dentist's office. There's no dentist, no staff, nobody's here. Because of a government mandate, they were all forced to close. So my dentist had to lay off all of her staff for the time being, and she herself is at work, and this place is closed. Now, if you think customers are being impacted by the changes from COVID-19 and the mass shutdown of many businesses, well, you'd be right, but that pales in comparison to the impact this is having on employees and staff, both part-time and full-time. Now, in this fourth video in this series, I want to share with you some ideas and things that you can apply to help make the transition easier in terms of how you treat your employees, how you deal with them with regards to layoffs and things like that. Now, it should be known, by the way, that this is not legal advice that I'm providing you, and it's also not advice with regards to whatever policies or laws are being put into place by your local government with regards to whether you can or can't work, or what employees you need to keep or lay off, or the processes to do so. Really, what I'm sharing with you here is about how to treat employees from a perspective of what is good for business. At the beginning of March, when the NHL decided to postpone its season, every NHL team came up with a plan to compensate the stadium staff who are going to be temporarily losing their jobs, both full-time and part-time. Every team got on board with this except one, the Boston Bruins. Now, the Boston Bruins are rated as the fifth most valuable team in the NHL, valued at over $1 billion, and are owned by a guy named Jeremy Jacobs, who is one of the top 500 wealthiest people in the world with a net worth of over $3.2 billion. Well, needless to say, this did not go over well. People were really upset, and the public backlash towards the team and Jeremy Jacobs was so great that they bent and decided, rightfully so, to provide some kind of compensation plan to their employees. Now, the moral that we can pull out of this, outside of you need to treat people well, but also the fact that if you have policies that are internal, you have to understand that in this day and age, a lot of them will become external. The public will know how you treat your employees, and they will judge you accordingly based on that. As a business owner, your employees have to see that you're going through the same hardship that they are. It's not going to go over well if you lay them all off and then they see you get in your Ferrari and drive off to your mansion. You have to share with them how it's impacting you as well. Now, when the dentist here, my dentist, had to close up, she let her staff know she wasn't making any money either, and she's still having to pay the rent. So while her employees aren't making any money, she's not only not making any money, but she's still paying to keep this place here. Next, if you had to let staff go, at least provide some guidance for them to be able to continue moving forward, whatever path they take. So that can mean either a lump sum payment, some severance pay, or just help them out filling out forms for employment insurance. Now, if you don't know how to do this, you can reach out to your accountant, or I'm sure there's a lot of branches of your local government that can provide that information as well. The point is, you don't want to just push them out the door and say, sorry, nothing I could do to help you out, because at some point you may want to hire them back, and they'll remember how you treated them at times like this. And lastly, stay in communication with them. That phrase, no news is good news, does not apply here. The more information you can tell them, even after they've left, is good. Keep them in the loop, let them know what's going on, not only with the whole COVID-19 situation, but as well your industry and your business. Don't hype it up, don't let them believe that there's an opportunity that's coming down the pipe when in fact there isn't, but at least stay in touch. As well, your role with them may change. You may become less of an employer and more of a friend or more of a resource. Be there for them in the way that they need you to be. Being laid off is not your fault or their fault, so don't risk ruining the relationship that you've built with them over the years. They are still people, and one day you're going to want them back, and they're going to want to come back. So don't ruin things now. Remember when I said how business owners need to share how this is impacting them as well, so their employees understand that they're all in this together? And I used the example of my dentist. Well, trust me, I know firsthand, because my dentist also happens to be my wife. So I know how it's impacting her, her family, and as well her employees who I've gotten to know really well over the last number of years. So I want you to understand that what I'm sharing with you is, in a matter of speaking, personal as well, and I know what works and what doesn't. So from this episode, I hope you've been able to pull out some stuff that you can apply to your own business and how you work with your employees. If you have any questions about what you've seen, I welcome you to reach out to me. So until next time, stay healthy, stay safe. I'm Marc Gordon, and thanks for watching.